Ladies and gentlemen, we're finally into the home stretch of mock draft season where everybody sits here and scratch their heads when it comes to draft time because it just proves that we all don't know what we're talking about. So here I am with Two-Tone Sports here, going to be live the entire NFL draft on YouTube, going to be giving my feedback for every single pick and how I like them, and I will be giving draft grades for every single team following the NFL draft. So don't want to waste too much time with you guys in this intro. We're going to jump into it for my last mock draft for 2023. So I'm going to do some movement. I expect some crazy movement in this draft, guys. So here we are. This is probably the only pick that I'm sure about in this entire draft. So I'm going to try my best here in predicting a lot of this. Number one, we're going to go Bryce Young. He's consensus number one at this point. Cancels a lot of his pre-draft visits. Only concern with him is his size, 5'10", 204. Really, that's about it. The kid's been consistent through his entire college career. And boom. Most reliable, most consistent passer in this draft. One Heisman winner. He's just going to go number one to the Panthers. It's the reason they traded up. So here we have the Panthers going Bryce Young. Here we are at 2. I'm going to predict that there's a lot of buzz in this pick right now. Houston Texans apparently aren't sold on getting a QB. Apparently, C.J. Stroud is not as secure as a pick here at number 2. Apparently, there's between Will Anderson and Stroud. This is up for debate a little bit. Are Texans going to grab a QB? Are they not? I personally think they should, but we don't know. So I'm going to do something here, and I'm going to make a trade. I think who is going to move up? I can't find them. Indianapolis Colts are going to trade with them to go 2. And this is pretty much how this is going to go. They're going to drop back 2 spots. They're going to give up a first. Do you give up a first? And I'm going to say they're going to give up a first and a third. I'm going to say they're going to give up a first and a third. And maybe Buffalo's 162. Just to move up to number 2, we're going to force this. All right. So they're going to swap. They only drop back. So that's why they drop back 2. I don't see a first and a second going here. It's just way too much. So the Colts are going to come up here and take C.J. Stroud off the board. Second best QB, in my opinion. Pass rating was good. I mean, if you saw what he did against Georgia's defense to end his college career, unfortunately, for a missed field goal. Dude lit it up. 6'3", 214. He's got an arm. As a passer, Stroud is nothing like the other 2 first-round quarterbacks who came out of Ohio State. That's a positive thing. Only issue is a little bit under pressure, but he's a pocket passer, and he's got crazy accuracy. Looked very good, very smooth in the NFL Combine as well. Colts are going to move up to take their guy. So that leaves the Cardinals on the board here. If somebody wants to trade up to get Richardson here, they can. I don't think they do. I just don't think they do. So that leaves the Cardinals taking Will Anderson here. Will Anderson is the best defensive player on the board at this point. Not at this point. He's the best defensive player in the draft. So, boom. Look, consistent games played, constant hurries, double-digit sacks. I mean, 6'3", 253, 6'4", 243 is what I think he weighed in at the combine, but he's as good as it gets when it comes to edge defense. I think it's a good pick for the Cardinals if they don't trade back. If Stroud doesn't go 2, the Cardinals will trade out of 3. The Cardinals will trade out of 3 to a team wanting to move up to get Stroud. Who that will be? Maybe the Falcons, maybe the Raiders, maybe the Jets are out of the sweepstakes on Rodgers and they just trade up and take Stroud until the Packers deal with him. I don't know. That's a bold prediction. Well, I think that's happening. No, but that's a bold prediction. So here we are with the Texans. Now the Texans are on the clock at 4. I just think they kind of got to take best available here. I think they just got to do it. They got to take best available here, and I think Jalen Carter's going to go to the Texans. I know this is high. Guys, listen. Jalen Carter's had a brutal offseason. Mentally, physically, everything. Dealing with that whole off-the-field issues. Then coming in at his pro day and just looking bad. Looking out of shape, overweight, all of it. Looked bad. You cannot deny this right here. You cannot deny his stats. He's the best pass-rushing defensive interior lineman in a while. And he's very good in the run block as well. All right, neck and neck with Quinnen Williams for the best defensive prospect we've ever graded. Well, since 2014. So, quick touch. Williams was a touch quicker. Damn, too much coffee. While Carter is a bit more powerful, but it's darn close. Carter finished 22 with a Power 5 leading 92.3 grade. Crazy. Forget all the off-the-field issues. You got to take them. Texans are going to take them. And that leaves Seattle take a Tyree Wilson. I'm just going to do it. I thought about Anthony Richardson here, but Seattle's going to take Tyree Wilson. Boom. Look at this kid. 6'5", 6'6", 6'6", 271, 275, whatever. Inside-out versatility, puts up 50 pressures this past season. No edge prospect, manhandled offensive tackles more than Wilson last year. Crazy. Absolute crazy production out of this kid, and he's only going to get better. You've yet to see this kid's top football play. You just haven't seen it. This is a great pick for Seattle. So now we're coming here to the Lions. This is where things get a little interesting for me. If Jalen Carter's on the board here, I think he goes here. I think he easily can go to the Lions here. We could easily get another edge rusher here at 6. They're doing okay in corner, honestly, because they picked up some in free agency. They have Jared Goff, so I don't know if they would go QB here. I'm not sure if they go QB here and sit, like, let's say Richardson behind Jared Goff for a year. It would be smart. It wouldn't be a terrible move, but I'm probably going to stay consistent with what I've been doing. I'm willing to say, like, these top guys are off the board in edge aspect. So I'm kind of just going to go Christian Gonzalez. Is the best in my eyes right now. I love this kid. He's an all-around corner. I mean, look at this. 6'1", 197. Size, speed, length, hips, ball skills. Breakout 22 season. 4 picks, 6 pass breakups. I mean, look at the passer ratings against them. Yeah, it's not like glaring numbers, but come on. 495 yards on 64 targets. Kick and tackle. Look, corner, slot, box. Crazy. Kid's been absolutely crazy. Love this pick. I just think it's the sure pick for the Lions. I know it just makes their defensive back room deep. This is where Anthony Richardson or Will Levis could possibly go. But they just got Jimmy G, so why waste? I don't want to say waste, but why use a 7th pick on a QB you're going to sit? You got Garoppolo. You got to build around him. I'm going to take the versatile offensive lineman. The reason I'm going to take him is, honestly, you can't go wrong in taking Skoronski if you view him as a tackle. All right? He's got length issues, but the dude's elite. The dude is elite. Only 6 pressures on 474 pass blocking snaps in his 3rd season at left tackle. Highest floor of any offensive lineman in this class. Okay? Wins in his hands, only 6'4", so his arm length is a little bit of an issue. But I just think he's the smartest pick when it comes to the Raiders, just because they need help on that offensive line badly. And you can move this kid around anywhere. Yes, you're going to draft him to be a tackle, for sure. But if it doesn't work out, you have an all-pro guard no matter what. And it's the right thing to do. It's absolutely the right thing to do. So now you Atlanta Falcons fan wanted Tyree Wilson. I don't think Njigba's going there. Gonzalez is off the board. I see the name already. You guys are going to go and get Lucas Van Ness. Kind of got screwed by Iowa because he really should have been a starter, but they play starters based upon age mostly. So that's why he really didn't. But these numbers are for him not even starting, okay? 80.2 overall grade this past fall with 46 pressures on 271 pass rushing snaps. 46 pressures on 271, that's very good. Van Ness has one of the weirder prospect profiles in the draft, and I'm willing to bet on it, and so are the Falcons. Kid's 6'5", 272. He's at a 45-degree angle snap after snap. They need help at edge. This is the pick for them. It's smart. They're really building that freaking defense lately, too, so why not continue with it? Now we're going to sit here and take, I'm going to say Paris Johnson Jr. Why? Because you're going to bring in Paris Johnson Jr. to pair with Justin Fields again. You bring your tackle back. Boom. He's the most, when it comes to tackles and true tackles, every team views this kid as a tackle. Skoronski can be viewed as a guard. That's why I'm going to say true tackle at this point. He's the best true tackle in the draft with Skoronski's questionability. Look, 3 sacks in 3 seasons. Yeah, he barely played in 2020. Whatever. Not many hurries. Could play left and right. I mean, come on. 6'6", 313. All of 14 pressures on 449 pass blocking snaps. He ticks all the physical boxes you can want. Only where he can improve is hand usage. I mean, you can teach that. You can teach that. That's huge. Here we are to the Eagles. The Eagles are, I'm going to say, interesting to draft for because they don't have a lot of positions of need. So it kind of draft for depth here. I really like Brian Branch to them just because I feel like it's a smart pick. I know I'm going to go Brian Branch. I'm going Branch at 10 strictly because of his versatility. He can play all over. Oh, here, we're going to go down to his alignment. Look, D-line, slot, corner, box, deep. Kid is versatile as versatile can get. And look at this. Missed tackle rate. He's missed 3 tackles. Look at his run defense. Look at his coverage grade. Come on. This kid is legit as it gets. People are sleeping on Brian Branch. Okay, 6 foot, 190. Yeah, a little undersized, but he doesn't miss. Very high floor defender. Can play all over, as I said. And honestly, that's the safest and honestly best pick the Eagles could make, considering he could be all over that defense. And that's kind of what they like to do. You know, now say like one of their corners go down, he doesn't miss a step. That team doesn't miss a step. I like it. We're going to do a weird trade here, guys. And you guys got to bear with me. Only because I just saw something pop up on my phone. So we're going to do a weird trade. Do we do it for third? Yeah. Trey Lance is going to be traded draft day to the Tennessee Titans. For a third-round pick? Or do we draft? They're not going for Trey Lance. This is what's going to happen. Anthony Richardson's going to slide. I know you guys don't believe it. But here he is. Anthony Richardson going pick 11 to the Tennessee Titans. Why? Well, they have a history of taking those athletic QBs. He's going to slide. Just because I don't think a team can get a deal done. I just don't see a team getting a deal done. Patriots aren't going to need a QB. It is what it is. And here you are. He's going to slide. So, now, with the Texans on the clock, you're going to take back-to-back QBs. Here you are, Anthony Richardson. We're going to go over him a little bit here. 6'4", 244. Crazy. He just needs fundamentals. He needs a little more polishing. Okay, he's going to go to Tennessee. He can sit for a year. I know they failed on Malik Willis. So, they're going to get Anthony Richardson. They can move up to take him, to be honest. Don't be shocked if Richardson goes to one of these guys. But the way this is falling makes the most sense. And if Richardson is here at 10, they could trade out. The Eagles could trade out. But you have Anthony Richardson going at 11. I know Titans need wide receiver, offensive lineman. You kind of need QB at this point, too. So, you're going to take the 6'4", 244 absolute monster in the athletic department. Absolute monster in the athletic department. Which causes Will Levis to fall to the Texans. They're going to take him. They like Mills. Okay, I'm going to say they like Mills, but 6'4", 229 at pick 12. My prediction is that Will Levis is going to fall in this draft. Whether Anthony Richardson falls in this draft, I don't know. But I absolutely think Levis has a good chance of being there for them at 12. I really do. I think he has a good chance of being there at 12. 6'4", 229. He just needs to get a little bit better at reading defenses, seeing some players on the field. That's really where he lacks, but this is a good pick. This is a good pick at 12 for them. Say These numbers right here are a little high. He has to get a little bit better in decision making. But he can sit behind Mills. Honestly, he can. I know the way this draft is falling is a little weird right now. Bear with me. You're going to have the Jets taking a tackle here. You can't rely on Mekhi Becton. So they are going to take... I'm going to have them take Darnell Wright, actually. This kid's been moving up my draft board a lot. Darnell Wright's going to come here. Boom. Look at this kid. Right tackle, left tackle. Versatile. Consistently plays. Not many sacks. Not many hits. Not many hurries. 6'5", 333. 4-year starter who finally saw the proverbial, I can't even say it, light flip on this past fall. His tape against Alabama's Will Anderson Jr. was outstanding. Shut him down in that game. He really did. He shut him down. Allowed only one pressure. Okay? He's consistent, versatile, all over the place. Solid. He is solid. That leaves Devon Witherspoon going to the Patriots. Why? Bill Belichick loves man corners. Absolutely loves them. This kid is like the epitome of the man corner. I mean, come on. I mean, 5'11", 181, one of the feistiest cornerbacks in the class. Targeted 63 times, only allowed 22 catches, 206, 3 picks. Witherspoon may not have elite physical skill set, but his senior tape was as good as we've seen in our 9 years. That's where he's going. He's going to New England. Maybe not their biggest need, but it's the right thing to do. Now you got the Packers. Are the Packers going to finally take a first-round wide receiver? No. No. I'm going to give him Nolan Smith. I just read an article where Rashawn Gary went down with an ACL injury at the end of the year. Nolan Smith is a freak. He's going to be very good in the pass rush. He's only going to get better. And people really don't view his run defense high enough. Top tier in run defense, too. All right, they need help on the edge. And that's exactly what's going to happen. He's going to come in and just ball out. He really is. He's going to come in and ball out. I'm going to have Washington take Joey Porter Jr. off the board here at corner. You can't beat this kid's measurables. You really can't. I mean, he also has NFL pedigree. 6'2", 193. Really weighed in at 198. Had career year this past fall, allowing only 143 yards in 10 games. Porter is a high football IQ cornerback with the kind of size, physicality everyone is looking for. If he was a slightly better athlete, he's a top 10 pick. This is okay, this needless grabbing, but dude, he is an all-around cornerback, and that's really what Washington needs. They really need it. We're moving on to the Steelers. They absolutely should go tackle. I know there's some good corners on the board, but they should really grab Broderick Jones here. Pickens seems to be turning the corner. Pickett is only going to get better. Come on. This is really the solid pick. They need this. Najee Harris. Everybody on that offense really needs this. Kid's playing left tackle. I mean, look at the size on this kid. 6'5", 311. Earned an 84.1 pass block grade in his first full season at left tackle. All right, another year could have made him a top 5 pick. He still may end up close in that range. I mean, get a little bit better hand placement. You could teach that. But man, this size is wild. Wild. They need to do this. Now you're coming up on Detroit's second pick. They went Christian Gonzalez. Okay? So now they should really be looking. And I'm going to do something a little different for them. Because, yeah, they can go Myles Murphy here. They grabbed their cornerback already. But they can also go Brian Brees here. This is tough. This is tough. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to give him Kalijah Cansey. I keep calling him Calijah Cansey. I don't know why, guys. I apologize for that. But they're going to go Kalijah Cansey because pass rush. Dude, if he can pan out and he can pan out next to Aiden Hutchinson, that's crazy. Undersized, but he knows how to get to opposing QBs. 6 foot, 280, 6'1", 280, defensive tackle, led all interior defenders with a 92.4 pass rushing grade. His first step, he has the first step, quicks to still make an NFL impact. Crazy. Needs to play under control. He needs to get a little bit better in the run defense, but you can't knock the opportunity to put him on the same line as Aiden Hutchinson. I'm really starting to lean on this pick a little more, but we'll see. We'll see. You guys got to give me. You guys got to give me a little bit here to think about this. I just think their best pick here possible would be Anton Harrison. They need help on that offensive line. Anton Harrison's going to be it. Look, left tackle. Keep Wirfs that right. 6'5", 315. I mean, allowed only 9 pressures on 447 pass blocking snaps. He is a swing tackle. Kid's crazy. Look, come on. It doesn't get better than this. Anton Harrison needs to go to the Buccaneers. You got Baker there. I think you got Trask there. Yeah. Here we are. I'm having a fall on receivers just because I don't see the crazy value. I really don't. I don't see the crazy value. And I'm going to have Jackson Smith-Njigba to be the first receiver off the board here and pick 20. You're going to see maybe a little run on them shortly, but I'm not sold on the receiver class. I'm really not. All right, 6 foot, 196, missed the entire fall with a hamstring issue. Leading receiver in 21 as a sophomore. That year caught 95 passes for almost 1,600 yards, 9 touchdowns. Crazy route running ability, ball skills that will always have a role. I mean, this kid is very good, just needs to stay healthy, and pairing him with Lockett and Metcalf out there, giving Geno Smith another weapon, that's wild. This is the problem, though. That's the problem. When he plays, the kid's a monster, but that's the problem. Jackson Smith-Njigba going to Seattle. Here we are, my Los Angeles Chargers on the board. I'm going to sit here and say they don't necessarily need to go wide receiver. Next year, they're going to have to either let go of Keenan Allen and or Khalil Mack. The wide receiver right now, as it stands, is Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Josh Palmer, Jalen Guyton. It's okay. They can grab somebody later on in the draft. They just re-signed their speed receiver, Jalen Guyton, assuming he stays healthy. I don't think wide receiver is the top need anymore, especially with how this draft has fallen. I really like Myles Murphy here. This is a A-plus pick in my eyes as a Chargers fan. Very good value. 6'5", 258. Too freaky to pass up. I mean, could stand... look, he's this year's version of Trayvon Walker. Murphy could stand to add some pass rushing moves, but he still racked up 76 pressures over the past 2 seasons. Was an absolute freak his freshman year. But, guys, like this is the pick that has to happen. It can line up all over the place. If the Chargers, and they need to add the depth, because Khalil Mack's probably not on that team next year, they need to add the depth. Badly. I'm going to have Quentin Johnson come off the board. Probably before other receivers. But we'll see. I'm going to give Quentin Johnson to the Ravens here. I know they just signed Odell. There's rumors of Hopkins, whatever. That's a heavy price to pay for him, though. I don't know all about that. 6'3", 208. He's going to be an X receiver. Vertical route tree. I mean, going to be crazy. Average 18.8 yards per reception. Can really, really move once the ball gets in his hands. He needs to get a little bit better at the 50-50 ball. And honestly, Odell can probably help him with that. But assuming they bring back Lamar, this is the move that needs to happen for them. Just get physical freaks there and see what Lamar can do. Make him prove it to you. See what he can do. And here's going to be your run on receivers. I'm going to give him Jordan Addison. Just because he's a better route runner and whatever. Yeah, Zay Flowers is more of the vertical threat, but Justin Jefferson's your all-around receiver. Jordan Addison's probably going to come in and he's going to fill that Adam Thielen role. Very good route runner, like I said. Average yards per reception is up. Touchdowns up. Looked very good in Pitt. He's a crafty route runner with the kind of bend to run a full route tree. 159 passes for almost 2,500 yards and 25 scores over the past 2 seasons. Crazy. Absolute crazy. One of the higher floors among receivers in this draft class due to his route tree. High-end number 2. And that's exactly what Minnesota's going to get out of this kid. On the clock, Jacksonville. They're going to hit the home run pick. Deontay Banks. Just too much value here not to do this. Honestly, that's the reason. 6 foot, 197, 4.340, 42-inch vert, 11.4 broad. Crazy combine. Absolute crazy combine. All physical traits to be an all-pro cornerback. Needs to be a little bit better in press, but he's versatile. Why are we taking him here? Look where he's lined up. He could play slot. He plays outside. He's going to be your outside receiver, outside corner. But, man, this kid's dirty. He's nasty. He's quick. And out of the start, he's not going to be asked to do, like, everything for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And that's the biggest thing. They probably are better off going lineman. Who knows? If you guys notice something, there's a little drop in tight ends here, huh? Why? Because there's too much depth in this draft for tight ends. We'll get there. Zay Flowers is going to come off the board to the Giants because if you're going to look at the corner, which I think is their only other need, not really amazing value here. So we're actually going to have Zay Flowers come off the board. A little undersized, smaller wide receiver than, I'm going to say normal, 5'9", 182. But, man, can this kid play after the catch. He's quick. He's dynamic. You can give this kid you can give him a handoff, and he'll be fine. Screen passes. He's going to be used in that offense, and he's going to be freaky on that offense. Look, he has the rare ability to sprint in any direction in the blink of an eye. He's going to be a human joystick. And guess what? He's a better version of Kadarius Toney, who they took and traded away for a 3rd-round pick and got Darren Waller out of it. This is a great pick. This is an absolute great pick for them. I'm going to do the Jerry Jones pick because I kind of just have to do it. Bijan Robinson's going to go to the Cowboys. Once again, guys, I'm trying to do this based off of what I think is going to happen in the draft. As we all know, anything can happen in the draft. I think there's probably going to be a little bit more movement than what I'm doing. I haven't really moved around yet. Bijan is going to go. He's the best running back in the class. He's top 10 talent. You just don't draft running back anymore in the first round. It's hard. Look, overall grade 95.3. Can receive. I mean, Pollard's on a tag. Zeke's gone. Kid's nasty. Robinson is about as well-rounded as a back as you'll see in the draft. He's one of the highest floor players in this class. Look, and when he's at top speed, good luck trying to tackle him. Robinson set the PFF college record with 104 broken tackles in 22. He needs to hold on to the ball a little bit more. 6 fumbles on 540 carries. Whatever. It's all right. Just a Jerry Jones pick. It's really what that is. It's a Jerry Jones pick. This is tough. I want to add another wide receiver to the Bills. I want to add another edge to the Bills, but I'm giving Brian Brees here. I just think value-wise, it's there. Brian Brees is there. I like this kid. I really want him to pan out well. 6'5", 298. Brees isn't your run-of-the-mill 300-pounder. He can really move and is even capable of playing outside the tackles. Came back from an ACL tear to earn a career-high 82 pass rush grade this past fall. Brees is a bit more of a project than you'd like at the top of the draft, but he wasn't put in much of a position to succeed. He needs to be a little bit more creative, but man, if he can flash who he was in high school, this kid is a steal. That kid is a steal. We're going to have Dalton Kincaid come off the board here. We're going to assume they're going to figure it out with Jonah Williams, blah, blah, blah. Dalton Kincaid's going to come off the board, 6'3", 246. Bridges the gap between tight end and receiver. You're not going to draft him for his blocking ability, but he's at least serviceable in that regard. Kincaid can be a focal point of an offense with his route running ability after recording 70 catches for 890 yards. Keep giving Burrow weapons, man. And that's what that is. That's exactly what that is. Getting a little thin down here toward the end of this draft. All right. So, what I think could happen. What picks do the Saints have? They have San Fran's at 29. We're going to do... Where are they? This is really their next pick? I don't know if I see it. Could be a movement there. We're going to have them sit still. We're going to have the Saints take... who do the fans want here? He's gone. I do like Osiris Torrance there, but I'm going to take Will McDonald. I'm going to take Will McDonald for them. They just need help on that defensive line. And, I mean, this kid's good for the end of the first round. 6'3", 239. He's 23.8 already. Whatever. Almost 24. McDonald will be one of the more interesting defensive line prospects in this class because his tape is almost all at a position that he won't play in the NFL. He was frequently a 4 or 5 technique in Iowa State's defense at 236 pounds. McDonald is at his best in space off the edge where he can be a speed rusher. 84.1 pass rush grade in 22 and 85 in 21. And this is what, honestly, the Saints need. This is really what the Saints need. So now you're sitting here. The Eagles went Branch. CANT's off the board, who I really like to them. What can they do? They could grab... There's not much. They could go Felix and Duke Uzama here. But, like, if we're going to look... I'm just doing this to look in early second round. They're not going to move. They got their guy. They're probably not going to move either. We're going to do something weird here. I'm going to predict this, I think. Do I predict the Aaron Rodgers trade falling apart? I'm not going to do it for this draft. If I was going to have the Jets trade up and take Hendon Hooker. I don't know. Something to think about. But here I'm going to have them take Felix and Duque Uzama just because it's what they do. They just love drafting depth at edge. So 6'3", 255. And Duque Uzama is one of the best edge benders in the draft class, type of edge rusher that's going to make a lot of pressures to sacks because of that. 89 pressures past 2 seasons, 21 ended as sacks. Kid's still young. It's just the move, man. It's just the move. I'm going to have... I may take a tackle here. Is that crazy? I'm going to give him DeJuan Jones. I'm going to give the Chiefs DeJuan Jones to end this. They just need to get depth. They just need that tackle again. And they're just going to keep doing right by Patrick Mahomes. Don't be shocked, guys. I had a little slide here. It's the first time of me doing this. That's the reason I had to do in this last mock draft, to be honest. I haven't really had QB slide after the first two. So that's the reason I did it. I'm having Richardson and Levis slide. Don't be shocked if Levis, really slides. I think Hendon Hooker's probably going to go in the first round. Just wanted to do a little bit different heading into the mock draft. Heading into the draft. So, guys, this is probably be one of my last mock drafts if I don't drop one maybe the night before the draft. So, Two-Tone Sports here. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Wanted to do something different. So, as always, thank you so much for watching, guys.